Greetings, flesh wound horror freaks, and welcome back to our never-ending Amityville horror series. I'm Flesh Wound Dan, and I'm joined by producer Todd.
Good evening.
So, Todd, we've gotten Jason in space, we've gotten Leprechaun in space, but now we've got Amityville in space.
I'm just shocked you left out one, your favorite of the bunch.
Yeah, we got Pinhead in space too. Maybe not the best move there, but nonetheless, it's a tradition. But never would have guessed we would have had Amityville in space. I don't know. I always thought Tremors, like on the moon or something, might be fun. Or, there's a lot of concepts you could do. But
now I want Tremors on the moon. Thanks, Dan.
We bring back Bert as a cyborg. That's some good shit right there, Todd.
I'm not arguing.
Yeah. Hire the hat, people. I've got some good shit in my head. But anyways, we'll see if this is good shit tonight. And that is Amityville in Space from writer-director Mark Polonia. And in this one, the ultimate battle against the Amityville curse begins after the infamous murder house is exorcised from Earth and then reappears in outer space. So yes, after an exorcism gone awry, we see the Amityville house and its demonic inhabitants appear in outer space to do battle with the Wyoming 227 deep space cruiser, who's on a mission to destroy black holes in the year 3015. And so first off, I gotta ask before we get too deep into the movie, did you know there's a video where James Brolin actually reacts to Amityville in space?
I did not. I wish you would have told me before the show. I definitely would have watched it.
I just saw it before the show and I was like, oh wow, that's funny. That should just be like a series of videos where he has to watch every one too.
Maybe we get him on one. There we go. If the old ball and chain will let him out.
There you go. So yeah, check that out. It's kind of funny. Him learning of this film's existence and also making a pitch. He makes his own pitch. So
my question is though, Dan, does this live up to the space expectations of all the other horror icons in space?
No. So
point blank.
Not really. Now, I will say this. We just recently, I've said it before, like, I do like some of the Polonia brothers' early stuff. It's just Mark now. Didn't like Sharkula too much, which I think was the last movie we reviewed for them. And, that was what it was. I really didn't like that one. I will say this actually does feel like a real movie, while that one just, I don't know. They call them meme movies now. I get it. This is certainly doing its job in terms of the concept. You got James Brolin reacting to it. You've got, all the second they announced this, people started flipping out, reposting. They're doing their job. It certainly got attention. So having said that, kudos off the bat, because this isn't all bad, but kudos off the bat for actually utilizing and using the house, not the house, obviously, but actually placing it in the Amityville house, and it doesn't look too bad. The little bit of the house we see, I could
outside at least. Obviously, the inside didn't.
Yeah, like previous recent Polonia Brothers films. Heavy green screen, heavy CGI. That's kind of a given. You're not going to get brilliant effects work or anything in this, but it does kind of have a decent enough vibe. I've grown up on cheesy sci-fi, so the tinfoil sets and all of that. That's not something that really bothers me too much. You can still make a really fun movie. To some all-time favorites, Forbidden World and Galaxy of Terror. I always name drop those. Those movies are a blast.
They're amazing.
And I always say in some of these modern B movies, it's a shame that they don't give us, a little bit of gore, a little bit of nudity. They are a little bit more, I guess, family friendly, really, with these, unfortunately. But it tells a decent enough story, and I thought the actors, you get Jeff Kirkendall as the priest, who's at this point, his father Benna. He's a regular for Mark Polonia. He's been in, I think, most, if not all, of his recent films. And the lead actress, I actually thought she was really good. So there is some better acting here than I think we had in Sharkula. And
I'd agree.
wouldn't say this is like a torturous experience by any means. There's even some moments where I was like, this isn't too bad. I did laugh at the pentagram just appearing in the sky and just the image, the cheap ass image of the Amityville house just floating in space. In general, I thought that was fun. The effects work that's there, like I said, it is what it is. You know what you're getting into with Amityville in space. But they do their best. There's kind of a eyeball looking monster that shows up at one point, but unfortunately we don't get a lot of creature stuff. And I've said in some recent reviews, even give me a shitty shoddy creature once in a while. Like, as long as the sense of fun's there, you can make it work. Having said all that, this could have used a little more action, just a little more sizzle. I'm not expecting anything mind-blowing once again with Amityville in space. I get it. It's a comedy. And, I found this one at least amusing at points, but it's not great. By Amityville standards, it's nowhere near the bottom of the pack.
I was going to say, it still ranks out of what we've done so far. It's not at the bottom.
It's Citizen fucking Kane compared to Mount Misery Road.
Jesus, I sleep and I see that damn street sign every night. That's my whole dream, just staring at the goddamn street sign.
Or just like listening to the dude's wife, just watching her dance in a fucking bar for 20 minutes. So, yeah, I did like the lead actress a lot. If I was going to point somebody out, I thought she was really, really good. So I enjoyed her. And everybody else does a decent job. It is what it is. They keep it relatively short. This is another one. As I said in a previous review with Freak, sometimes you don't even need to go for that even 70 minutes. That movie was like 52 with credits, and that worked. You probably could have even cut down something like this to around that length. But yeah, could have been a little more lively. Like I said, a little more action, even a shoddy creature. Just give us a little bit more. How about you, Todd? What did you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's not our worst film in the Amity series. I mean, for a meme movie, it's a one-time watch. I mean, there's some dumb fun in it. I think if you're gonna do this, go with a group setting, not a, when we review, a lot of times we're watching these alone. So there's a different feel if you're watching with the group.
For sure.
I think there's fun in this one. So we're just talking as a movie in general. It's not great, but I didn't hate it. And you know what? These upcoming Amity films in these series, they have to, we're trying to see which one's worse than that damn Mount Misery Road. Right now, that's the bottom.
Mount Misery Road is the king of shit so far, yes.
And that includes one review. Dan was so extreme, it's on Patreon. So that tells you something. That tells you how bad Mount Misery Road is.
Listen to our Amityville Mount Misery Road. If you ever feel bad, maybe you make a movie as an indie filmmaker that doesn't turn out exactly as you'd hoped, just watch Amityville Mount Misery Road, and it won't seem so bad. So just give yourself a pat on the back.
Now, my question, because I did have one, I made a note that I wanted to ask you. Did something sound very familiar at a certain point?
in this movie?
Yes.
I don't think so.
They use the exact same sound library as us because our Slashtober theme is the same theme that plays throughout the movie that kind of sounds a little Halloweenish. So I was like, hey,
There
I
you
guess I
go.
know where you get your sounds from.
Yeah, man, I didn't hate this movie, like I said, by any
Yeah,
means. It
no,
was
I
at
didn't.
least probably one of the more interesting settings and ideas for this type of movie I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
Uh, like I said, like you look at like Sharkula, that was just to me that was just kind of
I think for these, we're never going in expecting something good. We're just kind of trying to see how they deliver on this concept. For me, at least.
yeah. Like I said, it's the modern B movie though. It just there are things you could do that don't cost a lot of money that could make it better. Again, I don't want to be the Neanderthal constantly, requesting nudity or anything, but look, it does help. I don't think anybody would argue against that for this type of movie.
See, it depends what
And,
the audience is going for. Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't think that matters to a younger audience. I mean, old perverts,
oh,
maybe.
I
I
think
think it
young
depends how
people
young.
like
You're right. You're
nudity.
right.
I think so.
I
And
don't know.
again,
I
I'm
don't.
not talking about making it a perv fest or anything. I'm not talking about making it a soft core film, but you work some of the like Roger Corman said, nudity's the cheapest special effect, and that it helps. And same thing, like I said, obviously I didn't spend much of anything on the movie, but give me something. Like I said, even a shoddy monster. I grew up on Fred Olen Ray and some of his really early stuff. You had some really shoddy shit. So hey, and like I said, I enjoy their older stuff more, but the Polonia brothers, I enjoyed a lot of their early films.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Uh I thought the premise was cool. I really wasn't doing a whole lot in the way of clock watching for this or anything. So
Yeah.
it's definitely a one-time watch, but the
Yeah.
premise was admittedly cool and probably the coolest premise I've seen in a while from these types of films. These meme movies, I guess, is the new terminology that we use for it. So uh, there's an audience for it. You could certainly do worse, as you've already seen with some of these Amityville movies, and felt like a real movie. Kudos once again to that lead actress, and it's a little bit confused. I want to call out her name, but there's basically two actresses in the movie, and I can't tell if she's. I believe
Which,
she's Cassandra Hayes, the lead lady that's in on the action, not the one on the monitor. So
okay.
I don't know if anybody listens to this review and I got a name wrong. Apologies, but the lead actress was good. So was the other actress too, but
Yeah.
specifically, I thought she was did a decent attempt at Ripley, so I enjoyed her. Uh,
Yeah.
having said that, it's about all I've got. So let's review it or let's rate it. I should say this is on DVD. You can also get it paired on Blu-ray with
The Dan Hood approved Amityville in the Hood.
Amityville in the Hood. Okay.
And if you want to hear our review of that, please check Patreon.
Yes. So, all right. So, Todd, what say you?
I'm going to give this a very generous 2.
I'm a 1.5.
Yeah. Okay.
There we go. All right. So
that might put it in about our average of our Amityville series.
hey, look, a 1.5 for me. There's been and probably I suspect going to be a lot more. We're trying to cover them all, and I will say I know we're not the first to do that. Shout out, I forget your channel, but kudos for sitting through them all. We're trying to do the same thing.
I was unaware of this.
One guy who I enjoy his videos, and I can't think of his name, has reviewed them all.
I don't know about them all. Can you ever really review them all?
No, that's the thing. It's the never-ending horror series.
Yes.
So,
because even if because there's no way, I don't think anyone in this world could have even watched every Amityville property.
Rotted reviews, I believe.
Okay.
If I'm wrong, I know Ben Grimm will correct me. So he's pat on the back.
Well, yeah, props. Well, you're definitely ahead of us then.
Yeah, I think he did it like relatively quick. He just like all at once. So, I need to space some of these out, man. I can't suffer through that. So yeah, sub to him. He's a great guy. And yeah, that's all we've got. We'll be back here soon enough with another one. Be sure to tune into our other Wild Eye reviews. We got a couple Wild Eye shows out there, one on the way. And
tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific.
yes, and keep an eye out for our Night of the Demons franchise show, which is going to be awesome. And
that's coming in October. So Dan's giving you a super sneak peek.
Super sneak peek for that. But yeah, nonetheless, I'm excited. So, with that said, that's all I've got. Patreon.com/FleshWoundFeatures. And get your Only Dan shirt too. FleshWoundFeatures.com.
I know. I'm not ready with it. Link in description.
Link in description.
All right.
Good night, guys.
Good evening.